Good morning, Indy fans. It's Friday the 26th of February 2021 and it's time for Boris's Best of British Bulletin. Episode 32 with me, DaviePHD. In Scots Unionist news, it's been a great week for Braden Davie, the Scots Tory branch office sacrificial lamb... I meant to say parliamentary candidate for Angus. Now, we all know how young thrusting Tories like to post a pithy tweet to raise their profile. Well, this guy especially needs it. So he tweeted this. But it was all too easy for DaviePHD to punch holes in it. This is Braden Davie here, flushed with victory after standing for a council seat in 2017 in Angus. And here's an earlier picture of him in 2015. Do you spot the difference? Yes, just like his branch office supervisor, Dross MP, who used to be a Liberal Democrat, Braden used to be a Labour candidate. Yeah, at the tender age of 23, he stood for Labour against Alex Salmond in Gordon, losing the party 14.2% of its local support. So we look forward to Braden Davie having a similar impact for the Tories in May down in Angus. It's been an even better week for Miles Briggs MSP from the Scottish Tory branch office. Poor Miles is a wee bit confused. You see, he can't distinguish between the SNP as a party and the Scottish Government. Now, I have to admit, Miles Briggs' concern for the Edinburgh Eye Hospital is very admirable. I mean, usually a Tory would want to sell it off to the highest bidder, wouldn't they? But Miles has confused SNP party funds, which are donated by members and other donors, with Scottish taxpayer funds, which are paid by taxpayers. To be fair, it's an easy mistake to make for Miles Briggs. After all, the SNP have been in power for so friggin' long in Scotland that he probably can't remember anyone else. In UK Unionist news, it's been a great week for Matt Hancock. He was found in court to have acted unlawfully when his department did not reveal details of contracts it had signed during the COVID pandemic. A judge said the Health Secretary had breached his legal obligation by not publishing details within 30 days of contracts being signed. The learned judge added that the public had a right to know where the vast amounts spent had gone and how contracts were awarded. Related to this, Matt Hancock's neighbour, Alex Bourne, who secured lucrative work producing millions of vials for NHS COVID tests, is under investigation by the UK Medicines Agency. Alex Bourne, who used to run the Cock Inn near the Health Secretary's old constituency home in Thurlow, won about £30 million of work producing test tubes, despite having no prior experience in the medical device industry. The MHRA investigation centred around Bourne's capacity and allegations of them not following proper hygiene precautions when packaging the test tubes. Matt Hancock denies having anything to do with the award of this contract, despite Bourne saying he sent his friend a WhatsApp last year offering his services, and Hancock having a photo of the pub Bourne used to run on his office wall. And Matt Hancock's great week continued with this interview on Good Morning Britain.
I don't understand how you're doing the maths.
Why do you sound so exasperated? You've just been caught breaking the law.
I sound exasperated for two reasons, Piers. One, because I think we should be on this programme thanking my team. You know, they worked so hard.
Really?
And
well, let's just analyse that, shall we? Your team. I'm sorry, if you want to play that game with us, your team, you and your team have presided over a woeful handling of this pandemic that has led to us having the worst death toll in Europe, 130,000 people dead. So I'm sorry if my first thought when you come on, Health Secretary, is not to thank you and your team for your brilliant handling of the pandemic, because I don't think 130,000 deaths shows that you've handled it well. And I'm sorry I'm not thanking you and applauding you.
They say that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing repeatedly and expecting different results. So you'd think that Matt Hancock would learn, going on GMB expecting to be bigged up after almost a year of having Piers Morgan repeatedly handing him his ass was a wee bit too hopeful. But I wouldn't worry, Mr. Hancock. Even if you were to get fired as a minister, you could always get work as a celebrity lookalike. I mean, after all, have you ever seen Matt Hancock and Lieutenant Gruber from Hello Hello in the same room? It's also been quite a week for Boris Johnson. I mean, he's not the most tactful man, is he? He's said a few pretty outrageous things over the years. But you had to be really listening to catch this one that he said out loud during a visit to a mass vaccination centre.
Our staff know to do it, so I just think we'll do it. Let's get you involved. I've probably got your smallest
No, I got him. Like O.J. Simpson.
Absolutely. I've got huge hopes. Thank you for doing this.
I've been all around the world.
You're going to be singing all day, what's that with that?
White. I use these the whole
The whole
time.
way round the chair.
I watch you, Wendy. I change a lot of nappies, so I'm familiar with you.
How old's this woman? Oh, I love that.
Prime Minister.
Enjoy that. Enjoy the back. Yeah, absolutely. Marvellous. All right.
Prime Minister.
Let me turn the chair around. Looking afterwards. That way to face the front. Thank you, Doug.
Just walk this way from me, Prime Minister. Prime Minister. And just up this way, please. Yeah. Thank you very much.
You heard that right. As he was trying on that glove, he did say, just like O.J. Simpson. Yes, there's nothing funnier than joking about a murder trial. Of course, Tinterweb got hold of that painful photo opportunity and had its fun.
This is how you clean a chair, clean a chair, clean a chair. This is how you clean a chair if you're a cunt.
I know, but we will.
Or my personal favourite, from BBC Comedy, no less.
You might think that this is some kind of circus trick for which he's been specially trained, but not so. He is doing this entirely on initiative. He's seen others doing it and he's copying. And that ability to imitate, as well as to use tools, is something which started among monkeys but has been brought to a much greater level.
Tune in next week for more of Boris's bellendery. DaviePHD.